Welcome to the No Limiter Podcast, where we interview top business owners, entrepreneurs, and creators in every industry to help you set record-breaking months. Here's your host of the No Limiter Podcast, Regina Eileen Woodard.
Welcome to the No Limiter Podcast. I am your host, Regina, the queen of Caroline's today. And today is a very special day for me. Today, yes, I'm going to say it again. Today is a very special day for me. Why am I saying that? Because my ride or die, my sister from another mother, you guys hear me, from another mother, 33 years of friendship, 33 years of sisterhood, 33 years of being my ride or die, right? Who in the hell can put up with the queen that long? She knew me before they called me the queen. She knew me before, let me just let you in a little secret before I introduce her. She helped the queen, and I've said this more since I've gotten older and she's shaking her head, is because, she kept this secret. She kept this secret, but you know what? I can't keep this secret no more because she helped me at a time in my life where the queen wouldn't have got that bachelor's degree, right? So I'm gonna leave it right there. I am not the book smart young lady. I can put together a puzzle. I'm the person that comes up with all these ideas, right? But I have to have a team to help me put it together. And when I was building my friendships or building my love for people back in the day, in my college days, I came across this light-skinned, pretty young lady that actually said, you know what? I'm going to be your sister for life. She said that in so many words. And I'm going to leave it right there on the rest of how she helped me get my bachelor's degree. But today I'm introducing Jerry Nicole Anderson. She is an entrepreneur. But first of all, she is a wife, a beautiful wife. She is a mother. She is an entrepreneur. And a sister, she has one sister, but she has a lot of, they're not blood, but we consider ourselves blood because sometimes they say blood is thicker than water, but blood is not always thicker than water. It's the love that you have when you grow that friendship for 33 years. But I call you Nicole, but what your legal name is what?
Jerry
Nicole
Anderson.
But you have a middle name, right? Or your middle name is Nicole?
You're the only one that calls me Jerry Nicole Deneen in my mother's absence. You're the only one that uses my full name.
I never knew that.
But you have that honor. I'm serious. My mother was the only other person that ever called me by my full name. So that's a lot of love and affection. A lot of people don't even know about Deneen, right?
But you know what, though? I think but a lot of people don't know about the nickname. The nickname.
Oh, don't do it.
No, she don't want. But see, part of the podcast, the No Limiter Podcast, is 6 or 7 episodes in, right? Is us getting to know that person, right? Not just showing up, talking about entrepreneurship, but getting to know you. And I want to thank you first of all for being on my platform. Is because we're gonna do snippets because I'm getting Jerry Nicole Anderson. I kept her middle name out of comfort zone because this is a young lady likes to work behind the scenes. She will put together a party. I remember when you had your 50th birthday party. She's 50 and she don't look 50. She's like 35, right? Because black don't crack. So she nods her head. So Jerry Nicole Anderson put together his 50th birthday party that looked like it was in Beverly Hills, Bloomfield Hills, any rich facility. It's just like you can turn a basement into a clubhouse, or you can turn a garage into a mansion. She can do that. But today I want everybody to get to know you, your background, where you're from. I've learned so many things about you over the years, but I want people to get to know you just a little bit of sneak in your life.
And that's not the most comfortable space for me. But let me say this. I am extremely proud of you, elated about all the things that you're doing, the way you're growing, and you have done a phenomenal job just marketing yourself and your business. Because of you, you inspire more people than you realize. And so it's an honor to be here with you today at the beginning, because I know this is just the beginning for you. So I'm going to be one of the first ones to congratulate you on your next levels. As you always say, since we going to the next level. You're already there, babe, but you're going to soar. So thank you for inviting me to be on your podcast today.
You're welcome.
And like you said, I'm going to come out of my comfort zone just for you, just a little bit.
Well, you know what? Coming out your comfort zone is growing. And you have grown so much inward. Now the growth has got to show on the outside. And you growed on the outside and the inside, but I'm speaking about talking, letting everybody know a little bit about you and where you're going. Because for years, we're both Leos, right? We're both I'm in July, you're in August. And we are so private because we don't want people knowing what I'm trying to carry this interview, but you letting me talk more. So we gotta, it's like you interviewing me and you patting me on the back. I'm supposed to be patting you on the back. You're not supposed to
always pat me on the back. You're one of my number one cheerleaders.
But I'm supposed to be. I'm the number one cheerleader next to D.A. Anderson, her husband, my big brother, because I'm supposed to be, because we have to uplift each other, and I don't have any sisters. I have two brothers, but I have no sisters. And you are, let me just say this.
Biological sister.
Right. I have no biological sisters, but let me just say this. You are actually, and I got to say this, and out to me, my inner circle don't see this, but you are like the second, like close to my best friend, that's my sister. You are like the second person that I really let into my interpersonal life. I have a lot of people that I know, and they think they know me, but they don't know me, because, they got to know your sacrifice or your hurts or what you go through. And part of this platform is for people or our community, my community, is to get to know that person, because you never know when somebody's going to reach out to you. Because being in this car business for 24 years, I get people call me because they see my TV commercial, they see my ad on Facebook, or they got referred to me, or somebody bought a car from me. So now, I want to be able to share you with the world. When I say share you with the world, I want them to be able to say, hey, you know what? I'm looking for a home. If I'm looking for a house, I'm looking for a rental property. If I'm looking to lease an apartment, you can call Jerry Nicole Anderson or Nicole Anderson. So that's why I wanted you on the platform. But let's talk about your background. And I'm gonna stop because I get excited when I talk to my close sisters and my friends. Where you from?
Little girl from the side of Detroit. So
it
has been quite a progression. I see some of my childhood friends that I'm still connected to. I see them on social media, and I just look at everyone's journey, where we came from and where we are. It's a blessing to see people doing well. I am one personally who I've worn a lot of hats, right? And I think that's one of the things about us. You say how, we're Leos and we share that. There really are a lot of common characteristics that we share. And one of which being, I think, is tenacity. So we've done a lot of things. My husband and I, we've owned a shoe store, boutique. Remember when I had the mobile jewelry? I did that for about 6 years. Did a lot of different things. Then I was blessed. I became a mother. So that was another life shift. And, we did social work. We helped a lot of people, in that vein.
That's right. Go back.
We helped a lot of people. Yeah.
actually, you helped me get to be a social worker. You helped me get the job at Spectrum because I applied and I got no response.
Well,
but
sometimes it's about who you know, right?
Relationships.
Absolutely. So after that progression, I always had a drive to do something more. So with that, we did the stores and all of that and the jewelry. And now we're at a place, we also started DNA Productions, which didn't fizzle out, but had to be put on the back burner during COVID, So we were doing that. And in addition, I was also doing insurance, which I did that for 8 years, all sales related, right? So you say, how do you go from being a social worker to this salesperson? But that's who I am. I think it's just how I'm wired, right? Last year, I decided that after listening to my husband, because he had been telling me for years, Cole, I think you need to go back and start back doing the real estate. And I would listen, but I didn't feel like I was ready. In part because, things going on with my kids and just everything takes a certain level of time management for the pieces to work.
I want to key on one thing here. How do you know when you're ready? Because I know you and you always feel that you got to know when you're ready. And then unless you have it all mapped out, then that's when you want to make a jump. But just from the outside, just me looking in, because I'm the same way with that. And that's one of my struggles is that I analyze stuff too long. And really, honestly, it's a piece of cake. So why do you take so long to analyze and, instead of
there's a fine line. There's a fine line in that. And I think your past experiences, my past experiences have molded me where I didn't want to make the same mistakes that I made in the past. And so I would what was teachable from what I learned, from the different experiences and things that we pursued. Not that they were failures. I think a lot of things we did were successful, but at the same time, when those doors closed, I had to position myself for what was next. I'm gonna be honest. I really think when I had children, my level of desire to take those same risks, it changed. Where I had to be a little more, I wouldn't say ambivalent, I would just say a little more cautious.
Couldn't take as many risks. You couldn't take as many risks.
I felt like I had more at stake. So, and stability is key in everything, right? So we want to make sure my home front and my household, which is my first and foremost priority. You know that about me, my husband, my children first. Feeds us the entire way. So with that being said, to answer your question, I think a lot of it for me has been divine order. I have to move, and I have moved when he tells me to. So
he is who? He is who though?
He is God. Okay. And so although, I was listening to the chatter, if I don't feel it in my spirit and I'm not led to do it, I'm not going to do it. And time it wasn't.
So the chatter you put the chatter to the side. Your husband brought it back up and said, what does he call you? Hey Cole, hey baby, what does Dale call you?
Cole.
I
listen, even to you, I listen, but I couldn't execute then.
But you know what? Dale has that little sexy code when he called. I've listened. I know what he called you, right? I listen to people when people try to call you, I'm like, no, that's Nicole, that's Jerry. He got that code. It's like when he says that code, it's like, baby. It's like, it's that, I don't know. I've seen married couples, but I don't see a lot of married couples that have that, like that sexiness when they say their wife's name, the passion and the love, like, I don't know. I ain't never been married, but I'm just saying though, he got that special, like, Cole. It's like, well, damn, hold on. Yeah, I cursed, but okay, go ahead.
I think we've been blessed, but to sum it up, I don't think there was a better time before last year. And it took some time for me to position myself to get back in the market. I had to take classes and do some licensing things and all of that so that I could be in the proper position. And so other part of that too was finding the right broker for me. And when I tell you how I was led there.
Say it again. Say it again.
I know it was God. I know it was God. It was God.
You found the right place though.
I found the right broker. Absolutely. Yes. Not to take away from anyone, any of the brokers that I worked for before, because they helped me tremendously. I'll forever be grateful, right? But sometimes to get to another level, you have to do different things. So I had to take a leap of faith. And that's where I am now. And I'm happy about it. It's been a transition, but a good transition. And I'm still helping people. All those skill sets, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I can just see now at 50 how all those skill sets and all those life experiences help me for where I am now, so that I do have a meaningful to other people. So the clients that I get to work with, I look at it as their blessings and opportunities at the same time. It's more. There's so much more to being a realtor than just showing people a house.
How do you balance your life, far as, your kids, your husband, being an entrepreneur, showing homes? How do you balance that schedule? Because I look back at you. I look at you, not 7 days a week, but 3 or 4 days a week when we have conversation, and in our weekly time, we have that. Just so you know, we have that time weekly that we all get together and we fellowship. It's fellowship, it's love, it's toasting it to each other, just thinking about our accomplishments for the week, and if we miss a week, we get back together the following week and we just toast, we toast. And it doesn't have to be alcohol. It can be water. It can be orange juice. It can be anything, but we toast. But okay, so how do you balance everything? Because I'm still trying to figure it out. So I'm asking for a friend.
I guess I'm blessed. I have good organizational skills. I'm a little type A. So this, constant scheduling my days. Like I'm sitting in my office today on Sunday, but I'm going to be planning for what I'm doing tomorrow for the remainder of the week. So it's an ongoing schedule, what I need to do, who I need to touch, where I need to go. And that, plays out for my husband and my children as well.
So do you find yourself where you think you're doing too much and you don't accept help?
At times. And it is difficult for me.
I'm glad you're admitting that.
Yeah. At times. It can get overwhelming at times. And I'm learning different ways that I can continue to manage the balance in my life. It is not always easy. And I think in this life of social media, which we're becoming acclimated to, everyone doesn't get to see everything. Like you just said, we have to come together to encourage each other. That's a behind the scenes thing. And that's the part that the world doesn't see, the real reality of what it takes to accomplish these tasks on our journey to success. And I guess for each person it's different. But
I was saying that for our viewers, our community, the people that be watching, and snippets that we'll have, is that you just need to know you can't do it all by yourself. If you have a village, you have a team, you need to let your team help you out. You're blessed because you're Delta, y'all Delta sisters, right? But you have people that are your ride or die. They'll be there for certain things that you need. And the one thing what I learned about you is that you have a person for this, you have a person for that. If you need your kids picked up, you're gonna call this person. That's TT Gina, because Gina don't have no kids. Now Gina would drop anything for the boys, right? Because they're actually my heart, and they've been such special part of my heart and my life. And it's because when you don't have kids, you get, I got 2 guy kids I love. And they have really gotten to know me since I've gotten older. But growing up, I really wasn't that much part of their life. I was hanging out with their mom and doing stuff. But, I got to know your kids, and you have allowed me to get to know Christian, because I remember when Christian was born, and in June he's graduating. And I was talking to Auntie Laverne last night when she called, and she said, I said, when you coming back to Michigan? She said, well, I'll be there in June when Christian graduates. And I'm like, that's June, so we are preparing our lives for graduation, and but anyway, the purpose of
another chapter, right?
Yes. But it's about letting your friends or your sisters be there for you, and knowing that, don't know that you don't suffer alone for whatever you do. Because I think about a key time in my life where, I made a transition, Cole, from city of Waterford, right? Working in Waterford at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet, to Detroit. And, I went to work for Afro-American dealer. I know color doesn't matter, but sometimes, you gotta experience different ways or different demographics, right? Or your surroundings change. And I learned so much when I went to Detroit. And it's a lot of days that when I went to Detroit, it's some months I cried when I went to work, And the reason I cried, because I said it's new to me. I just didn't think I was getting the love that I should get. But I had to, for those 2 years, I had to find myself, and I know that. So I know, took your leap and you went back to the real estate world, right? You had to find, you had to find your calling, right? Back again.
You nailed it. And what do I always tell you about when you went to that other dealership? It was just the stepping stone in your journey, but you had to go there. One of the things that I've learned is some things are painful or uncomfortable, but they're necessary. And that part of your journey, it made you better.
So what made you uncomfortable? Why'd you go back? I remember when you first got into the real estate, you were there. Now you're back. What's different now? I mean, I'm
in another chapter. My chapter has changed again. I think as I was getting closer, knowing that I was going to turn 50, it gave a lot of perspective to things I wanted to do. And again, my kids are getting older, so I'm in a different place now. Because you got to also remember, for me, just on a personal note, like my mom passed when she was 50, right? And so there was some anxiety in that space for me as I was nearing that age. But I still have young children. And one of the things that was very important was that I could be present for them. Sometimes when you're working those corporate 9 to 5s, you don't get that leverage. So I had to sacrifice some things so I could be present for them and my family. And I feel like I did that. But now, again, the chapter is changing. It's changed. Where now I have a little more autonomy. My son, my oldest, is about to go to college. My baby is about to go to middle school. And so I'm now in a position where I can make that pivot and I can begin to, get some things in motion. Something that I love to do. I love what I'm doing. I love real estate. I love all of it, from the relational part of it to the transactional part of it, even to the grit of negotiating for my clients and everything that it entails. It's all things that I love to do. Now, I got to be honest, there are times when it can get frustrating because each deal is different, but it's good, right? And I guess that's what keeps it interesting, because it's never the same.
Are you in the market for a new or used car? Whether you're in the Metro Detroit area or anywhere in the U.S., call or text me at 248-301-0461. And I go to work on getting you the best deal possible. That's right, we're delivered anywhere in the U.S. Call or text me at 248-301-0461. What makes you different than the next realtor? Why should somebody call you?
You know what? I was having this conversation with Daryl earlier this week, because I have a client right now who we ran into some challenges in her deal, right? And so I told him, I said, I'm the one for this. I was creative for this time and place right now because I'm always determined to get the solution or resolution. I don't take no very easily. I always believe in don't tell me what you can't do, tell me what you can. So I'm always looking for, what I can do to get the deal done. Some people will walk away. They say, you know what, come back and see me 3 months, 6 months, or a year when you're in a different position. I say, how can I help you along the way? How can I help you so that you're in a better position so that we can either get this done now or within a more reasonable time frame? So I don't just give up on people. And I always keep in mind my family and my friends, right? So I know how the process can go. I know how, unfortunately, it can look different for us in terms of the procedures and things that we go through when we're trying to buy a home, even from the financing. And you know this, sometimes there are hurdles we have to go through because of a lack of knowledge when it comes to credit or finances, which you're very familiar. So sometimes I have to coach people and teach them, let's do this. We're going to work on your credit or, whatever to help them be in the best position. So when you ask me how am I different, I think I really do go above and beyond what a lot of, realtors just simply might just put off to the back burner. I'm going to write it out with my clients to the end, period.
I love that you say that because when you do that, you're putting business together where that's business in 2 months, that's business in 3 months. And then you don't, the average real estate agent, or let me just say the average salesperson, it has nothing to do with real estate. If they can't have it right now, they move on to what they can have right now. And they push the later over later. And if they come back, they come back. But with you, your personality and your love for people and getting a deal done, like you said, don't tell me you can't do it. Just tell me how we can do it. Whether it's going to be now, 30 days from now, 60 days from now, I'm your ride or die. I'm going to be there for you. And what you're doing and what you're telling the world is that if you have an issue, it's okay. I got you. If you got great credit, I got you. If you got bad ass credit, I got you. But let me just say this. What takes you from somebody else is that you educate. Your organization, your financing, I've learned from you so much. I look the way you put things together and I'm looking from the outside, and we all have made like decisions that we just like, why did we do that? Or we all have spent money. We all have taken trips. We all have done things that we say maybe we shouldn't have done, right? But let me just say leave it right here, is that we would not be where we are today if we wouldn't have made those mistakes. And you, what makes you different, how I look at it, is that you're that ride or die. You're that ride or die real estate agent. You're not going to just ignore that person because they're not ready now. And
I also try to associate myself with a great team. I think I have a great team that I work with. In terms of the lenders, most of them are women who work for different, banks and financial institutions, but we're like-minded in our work ethic. So it makes it easy.
yeah.
We have to come together and strategize for these clients that we're blessed to work with. So we do a lot of strategizing, like how can we get this done when we hit a roadblock?
Behind the scenes.
Every transaction is not always smooth.
Yeah.
And so, but we're trying to help people's dreams come true, right? So you can't just give up and say, we have to exhaust every avenue possible. So the other people that I'm able to work with, it's on the financing side together, I just think we're like wonder team powers, right? We just come together and best job that we can.
Let's talk about your marketing, because I'm seeing your flyers. I'm blown away. The pictures, your look. Yeah, because I'm like, ooh, I gotta get my game stepped up on this. I'm looking at a home. I'm like, I gotta find that nice car just with that glossy background. Y'all hear me? Glossy background, because I mean, you to have a picture of a home and to stick your face in there, everybody can't do that. Everybody's face can't go with the picture. And because of your look, you have always had that look, right? When I say that look,
now you sound like Latrice Mitchell. She tells me that all the time. Too.
You got that look. See, you can't, you with me, you can't stick me and put me in any picture, because I'll be like, oh no, do this, do that. I mean, when you have that look, you can just rule the world. And the one thing I want to say to you is, you got to rule the world. And I think sometimes because you get in your own comfort zone of trying to be so organized, so this, you forget that you got this world to rule. And you got, not only are you going to help a lot of people, you're going to be blessed making a lot of money. And now is your time to be able to do that. And I always say that to you. I want to say I got the call, but I heard you. You said, well, I'm getting back in the real estate game. I'm like, I thought to myself, about time, deal. Got some sense to that head. And God, so because you have ruled the world, ruled your family, taking care of that, you and your husband, you guys are, your kids, Christian's going to college, and we watch Christian grow. And Cam is telling me, what I need to do to get 100,000 subscribers on my phone, and just being able to mold your family and to mold the individual, your sisters, your sisters, how you have helped us grow. Now it's time for you to get out your own damn way, Jerry, Nicole Anderson, and I'm not gonna say your middle name, but get out your way. And when I say get out your way, get uncomfortable. I remember a time when I say get uncomfortable is just for you all. Nicole doesn't like to do video. Nicole doesn't like to talk. She'll talk when it comes to play.
Yeah. Talk in front of a room full of people.
Exactly. She don't want to get on.
I don't like the camera. I don't like that part.
And why doesn't a beautiful woman like yourself?
I'm comfortable in the background. I do the work. I feel like you give me the baton, I'm gonna run with it. I'm just a behind the scenes girl. I don't feel like I have to be on the front page, but I think I'm getting better, right? So, and I'm learning a lot from you. I'm learning a lot from you as well. So I'm pacing myself with the marketing. I know there are some things that I'm going to have to do, and you'll help me get there. And then we have a marketing team at our brokerage. We have a great marketing team. So I'm looking forward to what the future is going to bring there. I don't know if you'll see me on YouTube videos like my sister, but I'll never say never.
No, you're getting there, and you will be there. Is because you have grown so much, and you did bless me to be on the radio show. Just so you all know, I did ask her to be on once a month, but she wasn't comfortable. So I'm hoping that because she finally said yes to the podcast, because I did ask a month ago before I even started, and she was like, no, I'll let you know.
Tell all the secrets.
So yeah, I'm telling secrets because people got to know. So then I asked on Friday, I asked at the last minute, Friday, I said, hey, you want to do one with me Sunday? No. And I said, okay. I said, don't let me grow. I said, don't watch this growth. And you're not a part of this growth, a part of this platform. And then I got a text yesterday morning. I was getting my clothes ready. I was ironing my little shirt, knocking the little wrinkles out. And I got a text said, I'm ready. I was like, who is this? Why? Ready for what?
You know why? Because I talked to your brother.
Oh,
your brother said, support your sister. And I think he will be good for you.
Yeah. And you know what? Don't let me cry because I'm getting a little teary-eyed now. And the reason I'm getting teary-eyed
is amazing, isn't he?
Because let me put my glasses back on. Anyway, I'm getting teary-eyed because he did the push to support me. And that's what I needed. I needed your support. And sometimes when you wait, I was going to be patient and I was going to wait. And I said,
you were getting frustrated though. You can't get frustrated because everybody doesn't move at your pace though.
I get it.
Yeah.
And I get it. And that's one of my struggles because people don't move at my pace. Right. But I was like, okay, I asked once, I'm gonna ask again. Then I said I was just gonna sit back, and see when she's ready. And so when you text me and I said, I was very shocked. So I want you to be a part of this journey when we both grow, is because, I realized that in order to grow to this next level, it's some people that are going to be with you and it's some people are not. I've left people behind that's why I don't let a lot of people get in with me, because they ain't ready for where we're about to go. And we know a lot of people and we talk to a lot of people, but where we're going is going to take us to being in different rooms, people inviting us to stuff, or us getting that personal development and just growing. And I'm proud of you. And I'm gonna close this podcast out because you're the only Afro-American at your firm, at the real estate office. Okay, well, maybe a few. Okay, maybe 5, maybe 6, whatever.
Not that many, but it's okay.
Okay, but how many people are at realistically? How many people
there
are
hundreds of agents in our office, and I've seen a few. I've actually seen 2 other women that look like me.
Okay, let me pat her on the back. So it's about, let me just give y'all some numbers here and you just agree, okay? So it's about 125 agents in the office and she was 37 last year. 37, y'all. And it was the first year in a diverse office. She's learning.
Actually, my first year, my anniversary is next month in March. So I did it a little bit before.
Okay, well, thanks for correcting me. So she did before her first year, 37 out of 125 brokers or real estate agents, and
100,000 short of 2 million in sales.
Wait a minute, $100,000 short. So the purpose of this podcast, right, and the purpose why we're doing what we do is to get you more sales. We got to figure out how. We've been talking about this for a long time. I have a customer base. We always talk about this, but we don't horn in on it. I got customers. I sell, I'm not gonna say how many cards I sell them on, but I probably talked about, because I didn't y'all business on this podcast. Let me just say this. I probably get about 25, 30 applications a week. Everybody doesn't get approved. Probably maybe 20 or 30% get approved. Maybe 10% come in. And that's just because, people call 5 or 6 dealerships, or they put 5 or 6 applications in. And if you don't have what they want, they keep it moving. But all the people that I touch or that know my name or that think about me, we got to figure out how we can tell it together, because I know I have an email campaign. I'm emailing people. So I'm wearing other people out with my emails, but I got an email campaign. I'm sending emails out 3 times a week, sometimes 4. I'm gonna get like Grant Cardone. I'm gonna email you so much that you might unsubscribe, but it's okay, because when you think about a car or you think about needing to get your credit together, you're gonna get with me. So my final thing is we got to figure out and strategize, the 3 of us, on how you can nibble a little bit. And when I say nibble, when you nibble, that nibble will grow into a harvest.
I think you put people in the position when you work with them. A lot of times, the first big purchase people make is a car, right?
Right.
Especially when you want your first nice vehicle or a nice vehicle. So they come see you, you work with them, you work with people with credit challenges, you do whatever it takes to get a deal done as well, right? And so you put them in a position where they can start building credit, which is essential for anyone that wants to obtain any assets in life. And so you get them ready, and then I help take people to the next level. Because if you can make payments and you can make your car payments on time, and if you can make your rent payments on time, you can make mortgage payments on time too. So I'm just helping people get to the next level of their lives.
Yes.
With purchasing homes, which gives people freedom and more leverage.
Yes.
In their finances.
The biggest purchase you make in your life is a house. It's not a car, it's a house. And anybody that's out there is renting and you're paying $400 or $500 for rent.
Oh no, baby.
What is it now?
Price.
Yeah, what is that?
Rent can be paying $1,200-$1,400 for rent. $1,500 renting. Those are mortgage payments.
So yeah, so
you can do it. you can be paid, you can get a house.
Yes, you can. And it's easier
when you
than
take the right steps.
Yes, yes.
Take the right steps. Because I think, Regina, before you do, and I think some people do think it's just, you just always just walk right through the door. And there are customers that have that very smooth transaction process. But a lot of us, if we're not prepared, we may have to walk through some other doors to get to the main door, right? So that's where that education piece comes in. And I coach people and teach them and help them along the way. Because people just, a lot of things they just don't know. They're not familiar with the progress, the process, because they've never been through it before. And it's not that it can't happen, but unfortunately, if we don't have all our stuff together, sometimes it just takes a little bit more work, but it doesn't mean it won't happen. That's the part I love about what I do. I get to help people, stretch people. They learn and they grow in the process. And guess what happens? Then they tell someone else, you know,
that referral.
It worked for me. It can work for you. So each one reach one.
Those are your last words right there. We're going to leave it right there. Those are your last words right there. So if somebody wanted to contact you, how would they contact you?
By phone, 248-760-1532. You can also go on the website, www.maxbrook.com, and search for me as an agent.
Let's repeat that number one more time, please.
248-760-1532.
And just to let y'all know, it's only about a few numbers that I remember because nobody put numbers in their head. Everybody goes to their cell phone. Her number has been the same for the last, 15, 20 years or longer?
Try 30.
Try 30. Okay,
I haven't changed the number.
I didn't want to say 30, but she put it out there. It's been the same for 30. So yes, we've been doing that for 30. Yeah. Dang, you're right. Then why I've had other cell phones, but the same number. And you know what? The great thing about having your same cell phone number is that people can find you. People that you talked to maybe 20 years ago or 25 years ago will call you when you least expect it. And then when you get like us, you can be Googleable. They can Google your name and find you there. Well, thanks, Nicole, for being on the No Limiter podcast. And hope I will see you on another episode when we grow to another level, when you accomplish some more goals. So congratulations and thank you.
Thank you for having me, sis.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the No Limiter Podcast with Regina Eileen Woodard. Remember to subscribe and review the No Limiter Podcast wherever you listen to your favorite podcast and the No Limiter Podcast YouTube channel. Every listen and review helps to get this podcast out to as many no limiters like you as possible.